a very dynamic, energetic, innovative, full of thoughts, young gentleman who met me 10 years back. एक बहुत नौजवान सा लड़का। मेरे कॉलेज में प्रिंसिपल से मिलना सबसे आसान है। वहाँ ना किसी चपरासी के पास बैठने की जरूरत है, ना सुपरिटेंडेंट के पास बैठने की जरूरत है। Straight away came to my office with certain ideas and we try to implement them, and we implement it to certain extent. Before I share my thoughts with you, all competent, qualified and caring academic leaders, on behalf of School Lalaji, because I have been motivating him to organize such events, I also welcome you all to this very important program. एक बात मैडम ने बहुत अच्छी कही जो लास्ट का पैनल डिस्कशन था, slightest of the care for a student in the class, either by the class teacher or by the principal, can change the fate of a student. Maybe some of you have seen this video which I am going to show you. It is a 6 minutes video. It is from England. There was a student named Teddy and there was a class teacher named Thompson. I will just display that video. Then you will just come to know what is the role of mentorship in the school, in the class, in the institution. You can please see this video.
So Sunday will go, Monday will come and he'll go back to the class. And like this teacher by name Mrs. Thompson entered the class for the first time. And she had this habit of starting her class by saying, "Love you all." But she knew she was lying because she could not feel that love for one of the students in the class who was very unkept, untidy. And there was nothing in the child that drew attention from Mrs. Thompson. She was little indifferent to the child. She picked him for every negative example and ignored him for all the positive reasons. That year, she had written the progress report for the first quarter. And it was a system in the school that the headmasters had to countersign every progress report. The headmasters called for Mrs. Thompson and told Mrs. Thompson, a progress report should report some progress. It should make a parent feel my child has a future. The way you've written the progress report for Teddy, that is how he was called. The way you've written the progress report for Teddy, parents will give up on Teddy. Mrs. Thompson immediately said, "There's nothing I can do. I have nothing positive to write about the child." Immediately, the headmasters asked the administrative staff of the school to trace the old year progress reports of Teddy and sent it across to Mrs. Thompson's class. Mrs. Thompson saw the third standard progress report. And it was written, the final remarks, "Teddy is the brightest child in the class." She was stunned by what she read. She saw the fourth standard progress report and progressively all the remarks suggested that Teddy's mother was suffering from terminal cancer. She is not able to give the attention she used to give to Teddy, and it's just beginning to show up on the performance of Teddy. The first standard progress report read, Teddy had lost his mother and along with her himself. He desperately needs help, otherwise he will lose this child. By then there were tears in the eyes of Mrs. Thompson. She looked at the principal and said, "I know what to do." And she went back to the class. Probably it was a Monday morning. She walked into the class and again from the dais of the class, looked at the class and said, "Love you all." But she knew she was lying. The love she was feeling for Teddy right now was far, far greater than the rest of the class. She decided that she is going to change her approach. For every positive reason Teddy's name was called, there was no more a negative reference to the whole thing. The last day of the school came. All the children had brought some gifts for the teacher. There was only one gift, which was an advert in an old newspaper. Somehow, the sense of a teacher, she knew that it must be from Teddy. She opened at first a half-used perfume bottle, and a bracelet from which a few stones had already fallen was there. The whole class laughed, knowing it was from Teddy. But without saying anything, Mrs. Thompson just took that half-used perfume bottle, sprayed it on her, wore that bracelet. With a quarter smile, it seems Teddy told, "Now you're smelling like my mother." This is the last perfume that she used before she left me. And this is what was removed from her body before she was taken into the coffin. 1 year later, end of the school, end of the year, there was a letter on Mrs. Thompson's table. "I've seen few more teachers, but you're still the best teacher I've ever seen. With love, Teddy." Every year till the end of the year, Mrs. Thompson used to get this letter from Teddy. "I've seen few more teachers, but you're the best teacher I've ever seen, Teddy." Years rolled by, they lost contact. Somewhere an agent traced Mrs. Thompson, who had retired by now, and handed over a letter. And the letter was signed Dr. Theodore, PhD. Teddy had gone on to become a PhD. And the letter read, "I've seen many more people in life. Mrs. Thompson, this is your Teddy. You're still the best teacher I've ever seen. I'm getting married. And I cannot dream of getting married without your presence." Along with that enclosed were to and fro flight tickets. Mrs. Thompson couldn't resist. She no longer had the perfume bottle, but she still preserved the bracelet. She wore that and went to the church. She was trying to sit in the last row, but volunteers identified and ushered her right to the front row. And right in the front row, there was a seat with a placard written, "Mother." Theodore personally asked Mrs. Thompson to sit in the chair and whispered, "You are the closest to my mother that I have ever experienced. And whatever I am today, it's because of you, ma'am." The wedding happened, and after the wedding, Theodore introduced Mrs. Thompson to his newly wedded wife. Without her, I would be where I am today. There were tears in Theodore's eyes. It seems Mrs. Thompson told the newly wedded woman, "Without Teddy, I would have never realized a teacher must first be a mother to every student of hers, and only then a teacher." This is just my request to all of you. There is a Teddy sitting in your class. When you go back to your classroom on Monday morning, there is a Teddy in the class, and you can be that Mrs. Thompson. Please, on Monday, don't go back to the institutes as a teacher. Go back as a parent who can also be a teacher and be a turning point in the life of those children. You plus me. I believe we can build a new world.
We think the last session, inclusive education. The similar type of things were discussed. Another topic on which I am supposed to speak is the citizens of tomorrow. Before I talk about the citizen, we should know about denizen. And we should understand the difference between denizen and citizen. Denizen is Nivasi and citizen is Nagrik. The difference is, denizens, they think locally, act locally. And citizens, they are supposed to think globally and act locally. And we talk about the future. You must have heard about Kothari Commission report on education. If you read the preamble, the first line is, "The future of India is being shaped in her classrooms. Can you imagine what type of responsibility was given to the teachers? Because the classrooms are not these four walls, blackboard or smartboard or whiteboard. It is the teacher who is there in the class, and it is the students who are sitting in the class. So if we have to develop citizens for tomorrow, then we have to have a very clear thought. What type of qualities we have to develop among the students. In the morning there were several sessions, integration of technology, good schools to outstanding schools, inclusive education. I always say goodness or outstanding or quality. It is a perception. It is a journey which never ends. And we have to continuously work for it, strive for it. And it percolates from the top and goes up to the bottom. Several principals were saying we have to work under several constraints. We want to do certain things, managements do not permit. But I tell you one thing, if you have an indomitable will, no one can stop you in doing things. Why we need to discuss about the education, about the technology, about the techniques, even after more than 7 decades of independence? What happened to the education system? Where is the lack? The responsibility lies on our shoulders as academic leaders. And a true leader is one who knows the way, who shows the way, and who goes the way. It is very easy to talk good things from the stage, but it is very difficult to practice. So first, we as academic leaders should be very clear in our vision. And I tell you, vision of the institute is not the vision of the leader. Vision of the institute is the combined, and it should be the combined vision of all the stakeholders. I always say, whenever you are defining the vision of your institute, call all the stakeholders, take opinions. Then make out a common line. It can be 1 line or 2 lines. The benefit of that is that all are involved in that, and they feel that it is their responsibility also. Otherwise, what people say, principal ne bana diya, principal kar lega. But once you involve the teachers, the parents, the society, the alumni, the promoters, then it is their responsibility also to help the academic leader in achieving that vision or mission of the institution. For that we have to think about it. Whenever we think of implementing some technology, the resistance is from our side, not from the student side. Why? Because most of us do not want to come out of our comfort zone. Maybe the principals, maybe the teachers. Whenever you want to implement some new technique, you have to update yourself. The important is skilling, reskilling, upskilling. And all the three are lagging somewhere. And friends, these days, the economy is knowledge driven. And skill has become a currency. Unless you have the right kind of skill, you cannot survive. Rightly in the morning people were saying 92% of the passing out graduates or postgraduates are not employable. There is no dearth of employment. People may talk in different directions, there is no dearth. The problem is that the students do not have the right kind of skill. Two important factors. Students for tomorrow. Domain knowledge 20%. Skill 80%. Soft knowledge, soft skills 80%. But what we are doing, we are preparing our students, even the parents also, to get 95%, 96%, 99%. If a student is getting 98, तो माँ बाप ये पूछेंगे कि हाईएस्ट कितने थे? 99. तुम्हारे क्यों नहीं है? They are not applauding him for getting 98%. They are just scolding him for not getting 99%. What he will do of these percentages? If you put two signboards in front of two classrooms, on one it is written that I will give you the right kind of skill to become a successful citizen in life, and on the other classroom it is written, I ensure that you will get 99% in physics. There will be a long line before the second room, and no student will come to the first one where it is written that I will give you the right kind of skill. This is the sad state of affairs in the present education system. It is at a very high level, but there are failures also. Tesla, automobile company, manless car, several accidents. Because that artificial intelligence system could not understand that particular situation, and the car got an accident. But still, I tell you, unless you blend ICT with ICT, you cannot get good citizens. The first ICT is Indian customs and traditions, and the second ICT is information communication technology. So you as academic leaders, please blend Indian customs and traditions with information communication technology. Don't always talk about technology. I know there is a transition from blackboard to whiteboard to green board to smart board. But to work on smart boards, we have to be smart. How many of us are smart enough to work on the smart board? How many of skilled persons are there in the school or college to work on the smart board? ये जो एजेंसी वाले ये आते हैं, स्मार्ट बोर्ड आपके स्कूल में लगा करके चले जाते हैं, 2 दिन का आपका ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम रखते हैं, और उसके बाद स्मार्ट बोर्ड धूल चाट रहे होते हैं। मैं सच्चाई की बात कर रहा हूँ आपको। तो the important thing is, first we have to generate the right kind of skilled manpower. And for that, we have to arrange programs for training the trainers program. People talk of faculty development program. So what is faculty? I am not a faculty. I am Krishan Kant. He is not faculty, he is Razul. So what is my faculty? My faculty is not physics. My faculty is मेरी सोच क्या है, मेरी बुद्धि क्या है, मेरी आत्मा क्या है, मेरा चिंतन क्या है, ये मेरी फैकल्टी है। और जब तक ये डेवलप नहीं होगी, और ये मशीन डेवलप नहीं कर सकती, all these faculties can be developed by human interaction, not by machine and human interaction. यदि आप कहते हैं कि वर्चुअल क्लासरूम से सब बच्चे पढ़ जाएंगे, so what is the need of teachers and principals in the school? I tell you, my friends, no time will come when these machines will replace teachers. Teacher can never be replaced in the class. Unless you have interaction. Because when you teach in a class, you are not only a teacher, as I told you in this video, you are a friend, you are a philosopher, you are a guide, you are a mother, you are a father. And in a class, there are different types of students. As you require different type of lures for different fishes, you require different type of method of teaching for different students. Because in the class, you have slow learners, you have advanced learners. But the smart board does not know. Smart board will teach in its own way, but only a human, only a teacher can understand that if a student say, Madam, if I am not able to understand the way you teach, can you teach the way I can understand? So only the teacher can understand this. But I do agree that this technology, we can have some additional features, because someone has rightly said that if you will tell me, I will forget. If you will show me, I may remember. But if you involve me, I will learn. So learning is very important. And what happened over a period, that education was output based. Right to education, gross enrollment ratio, how many students have passed 10+2, how many students have become graduates. Government is just bent upon collecting data. But in real sense, if you talk about the reality, there is one NGO Pratham. If you go through the reports, 90% एनरोलमेंट हो गया, लेकिन 8वीं के बच्चे को उतना भी नहीं आता जितना पहली क्लास के बच्चे को आना चाहिए. What we are doing? So we need to find out the gaps, and then we need to do the gap analysis, and then we should try to bridge the gap. जब हम पढ़ते थे तब भी क्लास में यही पढ़ाया जाता था, A for apple. आज भी जब मम्मी बच्चे को पढ़ाना शुरू करती है तो यही से करती है, बेटा A for apple. तो नवोन्मेष कहाँ है? Where is the innovation? क्या टेक्नोलॉजिकल डेवलपमेंट हुआ? बस से पहले किताब में थोड़ा थोड़ा धुंधला नजर आता था क्योंकि पेंटर बनाता था. अब आप मशीन से बनवाते हो तो सुंदर नजर आता है. तो मैं हमेशा अपने अध्यापकों को ये कहता हूं कि why can't we teach alphabets like this? बेटा याद करो ABC और साथ में याद करो avoid bad company. If we will teach the student like this, तो from very first class आप उसके अंदर ये स्किल, उसके अंदर ये ह्यूमन ट्रेट्स आप डेवलप कर देंगे कि हमें बुरी संगति से बचना है. एप्पल तो वो फिर सीख जाएगा. A for apple is not important for me. For me, it is important to tell him the real life skills which he will require when he will develop. तो आप A to Z ऐसे आप जाएं, तो A to Z में आप इस तरह के राइम्स बनाएं और अपने टीचर्स को कहें वो बना करके लाएं, क्योंकि प्रिंसिपल सब कुछ नहीं कर सकता और बच्चों को उस तरह से करें. These are the real time situations, these are the real life problems, जिस पर किसी का ध्यान ही नहीं है. बस नंबरों के पीछे भाग रहे हैं. आपको इलाज कराना है, सपोज किसी को दिल की बीमारी है, रजूल के पास आएगा फरीदाबाद में, यार दिल ठीक नहीं है, किसके पास जाऊं? तो जो फरीदाबाद का सबसे अच्छा डॉक्टर होगा ये कहेगा कि उसके पास चले जाओ. When you go to that doctor, do you ask him तुम्हारे प्लस टू में क्या परसेंटेज थी, या तुमने कौन से यूनिवर्सिटी से पास किया है, या तुम कौन सी जाति बिरादरी के हो? नहीं. आपका किस चीज में विश्वास है? उसकी स्किल, उसकी एबिलिटी में, उसकी जो प्रसिद्धि है स्टेट. तो ये जो नंबर है जिसके पीछे हम भी दौड़ रहे हैं, हमारे बच्चों को भी हम दौड़ा रहे हैं, हमारे पेरेंट्स भी उनको दौड़ा रहे हैं, कोई यूज नहीं है इसका, कोई यूज नहीं है. अब फॉरेन में जाइए, दे आर नॉट आफ्टर मार्क्स, दे आर आफ्टर द रियल स्किल. जो बातें हम आज कर रहे हैं वो 50-55 साल से होती हैं. वी डोंट हैव एनी आउटकम बेस्ड एजुकेशन. We don't have the course outcomes, we don't have the program outcomes, we don't have the program specific outcomes. अब सरकार ने उस पर बात करनी शुरू की है. और मैं हमेशा कहता हूं कि कोई साइंस ग्रेजुएट है तो उससे आप क्या चाहते हैं, उसमें क्या ट्रेड्स डेवलप होने चाहिए, ये आपको पहले डिसाइड करना पड़ेगा. उसको डिसाइड करके आपको कॉन्टेंट्स डेवलप करने पड़ेंगे, और फिर उन कॉन्टेंट्स को, जो सुबह बात हो रही थी करिकुलम डेवलपमेंट, प्लानिंग एंड डिलीवरी, उसके थ्रू उसको आपको डिलीवर करना पड़ेगा. ओनली देन यू कैन से कि ये जो बच्चा ग्रेजुएट करके आएगा, ही स्किल्ड इन द राइट मैनर, एंड आई कैन से यू विद गारंटी दैट ही विल बी प्लेस्ड समवेयर. प्लीज डोंट फोकस ऑन IQ ओनली, इंटेलिजेंट क्वोशिएंट. प्लीज फोकस ऑन अनदर IQ also, which is that ignorance quotient. And ignorance quotient is what you know divided by what you don't know. And it should remain constant. Means आपकी जानने की इच्छा कभी खत्म नहीं होनी चाहिए। जितना आप जानते जाएंगे उतना ही आप ये मानिए मैं उतना जानता भी नहीं हूं, सो दैट यू हैव ए विल टू लर्न। और बच्चों में आपने क्या डेवलप करना है? यू हैव टू डेवलप ए विल अमंग द स्टूडेंट्स, बिकॉज दे कैन नॉट एक्वायर स्किल विदाउट विल। ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये बहुत जरूरी है। और आईक्यू से आईक्यू बाकी आप सारे करते ही हैं, करते नहीं है तो करो। टॉक अबाउट मोरल क्वोशेंट, टॉक अबाउट इमोशनल क्वोशेंट, टॉक अबाउट वैल्यू बेस्ड एजुकेशन। हमें याद है जब मेरे बड़े भाई बैठे हैं लक्ष्मी नारायण जी, एयरफोर्स में बहुत बड़े ऑफिसर हैं, जब हम पढ़ते थे तो सुबह प्रेयर हुआ करती थी और उसमें रामायण से चौपाइयां प्रोफेसर सुनाया करते थे और उसका अनुवाद किया करते थे। अब कहाँ है वो? हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं बस वैल्यू बेस्ड एजुकेशन, वैल्यू बेस्ड एजुकेशन। जो बेसिक चीज, जो बच्चा रिसेप्टिव होता है, जो पहली क्लास का बच्चा है, उसकी सारी मेमोरी सेल्स फ्रेश होती है, नो टेंशन नथिंग, बहुत अच्छे से याद करता है चीजों को और वो परमानेंट इम्प्रिंट बन जाते हैं उसके दिमाग पर, जो जीवन भर याद रहते हैं। तो वहां पर वो सब कुछ खत्म हो गया। इवन मुझे तो लगता नहीं कि पब्लिक स्कूल्स में भी जो बहुत बहुत अच्छे स्कूल्स हैं वहां भी उस तरह का कोई सिस्टम होता है कि नहीं, आई डोंट नो। होता है तो बहुत अच्छा है, नहीं होता है तो शुरू कर दो, तभी ये सारी चीजें आपको आएंगी। तो मोरल क्वोशेंट की बात करें, इमोशनल क्वोशेंट की बात करें, स्पिरिचुअल क्वोशेंट की बात करें, ये सारी बातें जब करेंगी तो डोमेन नॉलेज एडॉर्न विद सॉफ्ट स्किल, ओनली देन यू कैन से दैट वी आर मेकिंग ए होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट ऑफ ए स्टूडेंट हु इज जॉइनिंग आवर इंस्टीट्यूशन। और यदि उस विद्यार्थी की आप होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट करते हैं तो जो रजुल जी ने मुझे टॉपिक दे दिया, सिटीजन्स ऑफ टुमारो, कल के नागरिक, तो वो जो नागरिक बनेंगे, हम और आप तो बन लिए जो बनते थे, अब तो हम भाषण दे सकते हैं स्टेज से बस, लेकिन ये जो यूथ है, जो आपके पास है, जो यूथ, और आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ज्यादा है, क्योंकि मेरे पास जब वो बच्चा आता है तो वो इतना मैच्योर हो जाता है कि उसको मोल्ड करना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है, और आपके पास वो रॉ मटेरियल है, बिल्कुल आप जैसे सांचे में उसको डालना चाहें वैसे सांचे में आप उसको ढाल सकते हैं। तो आई कॉल अपॉन ऑल माय दीज एकेडमिक लीडर्स दैट प्लीज try to develop all such type of atmosphere and environment in your institution so that the students can imbibe all these qualities among themselves and they can become a very good citizen of India. Thank you very much.